very interesting
Please
talk
speak.
from the Oxford, UK, and it was made by Dr. Inna Skarham-Bandurova. Okay, so, and she mentions that a very perspective way of the machine learning is making decision based on machine learning, because machine learning like is dry also already like finished in some sense. So on other hand, you mentioned about several area of application of the explainable AI. So what do you, how do you consider, are you agree with the main stress of machine learning on the making decision, or you consider it more broader?
Yes, exactly. This is my point. I want to look ahead in the future that we add wherever black box models are used, not only in machine learning, but also in optimization and complex systems, that we use these explanations and consider these techniques of explainable AI.
Yes, I agree with you, but according to the determination of the explainable AI, this is like technique and method of the interaction between human and machine learning. So therefore, I asked my question. Sorry.
Yes, so I think the focus has been very much on the machine learning, which is training on data and then give some predictions and explaining these predictions. Whereas it has been neglected to have explanations for finding an optimal solution in constraint settings. And there have been not looked at explanations for complex system models where the idea is to make a simulation and replace it by something that is easier to understand, or give explanations to the outcome of a simulation of a complex system. So in my sense, I think the focus on machine learning is good because it's a very important area of explainable artificial intelligence, but it should be broader, and there's much work to do to make specific explanations for optimization also, and specific types of explanations that are more in the understanding of complex systems. This is my point.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your
Thank you
answer.
so much, Mikhail. Thank you so much.
Professor Sachenko. I think Dr. Olesky has a question.
Yes, thank you. Olesky Alexey, National University of Kyiv-Mohyla Academy. Thank you, Michael, for your very interesting and very up-to-date report, because as far as I see, many people now regard the deep learning neural networks as something omnipotent, but this is wrong, and we must combine the possibilities with the possibilities of other modeling and so on. So I'd like to ask, what do you think about combining, about using such an approach, explainable artificial intelligence, in natural language processing?
This is an interesting domain, also to understand, for instance, to make a translation. If a human does a translation, maybe can explain why certain word is used and why not the other word is used. But it is maybe in a more deep learning architecture, you would just output one of the two words. So I think in that case, when you are not very certain about which word to choose in a translation, you could give some reasons why you choose this word, not the other. Just an example. I think there are many more applications of explanations needed in the context of natural language processing, also in interpretation of natural language. So I think it's very interesting and again, a specific application of explainable AI where you need certain types of explanations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? not.
One, if possible.
Then, yes.
So I have a short question.
Yes, but
So
very
thank
short.
you, Dr. Emmerich, for such a nice presentation. I have a question regarding whether it's possible to automatically generate the explanations. So that's like a main question, I believe.
Yes, it is. There are different proposals in many for machine learning models. So one is to train based on the complex model. You use it to produce more training data, the complex model, because it's very accurate. But then you train a model that is interpretable. So you use the complex model to train a simple model. Secondly, there are certain neural networks that produce language explanations. I find this a bit difficult to understand because I'm not expert on these language generating neural networks, but they work with reinforcement learning techniques and produce strings. I have seen in the example, there was an example of an explanation that is automatically produced by a neural network. Then also we can make sentences using we can have features, decision trees, for instance. How precise these are locally. So decision trees, fuzzy rules, and these are common used models here.
Okay, thank you for your answer.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we should interrupt up to 11 o'clock. 10 minutes interruption, and we will reconnect again. Thank you for now.